Once your deed is signed and notarized, the next step is to record it. You can record a deed in person or by mailing it to the recorder's office in the county in which the property sits. Please note that some counties refer to the recorder's office as the clerk or clerk recorder. Either way, you must determine the address and the name of the office for recording real property documents. In many cases, we do this for you by providing an envelope pre-addressed to the county. Once again, it is important to emphasize that the deed must be recorded in the county in which the property sits. County recorders will only accept an original deed. They will not accept a copy of a deed. This means you must submit the deed you actually signed. Each state and sometimes individual counties have different recording requirements. Some require nothing more than a deed and a check for recording. Others, however, require certain forms to accompany the deed. In order to record your deed in California, for example, it must be accompanied by a signed preliminary change of ownership report, which we also prepare as part of your trust package. Please make sure your change of ownership report is signed and dated. Then you should attach it to your deed so they are submitted together. As a rule, recording fees average between $15 and $30 per deed, but in some states they can go higher. We have shied away from quoting exact amounts because these fees are constantly changing and often involve obscure add-on changes and charges that are easy to overlook. The real frustration is that if you miscalculate, all of your documents will be sent back to you unrecorded. To avoid this, you can do what many law offices and title companies do. Allow the county to fill in the exact amount while placing an upper limit on the amount of the check as a safeguard. Here's how it's done. Date your check, make it out to the appropriate county recorder or clerk, and sign it. Though you're going to leave the exact amount blank, you are still going to place an upper limit on the check. Just below the line where you normally spell out the amount of the check, write the words "not to exceed $50." That is what places an upper limit on the check but allows the county to fill in the exact amount. Keep in mind that this is not the same as writing a blank check. Only the recorder's office can cash it, and you have also stated that it cannot exceed $50. How you submit your check is of course your decision, but we have helped record over 50,000 documents, and never once has this caused a problem for anyone. Most importantly, it has completely eliminated deeds being rejected because of incorrect fees. If you insist on sending the precise amount, you must determine that on your own. It is worth noting that we have had more than one client ignore our warnings about sending in an exact amount only to have their documents rejected because the amount they thought was correct was not. If you are really worried about letting the county fill in the exact amount, you still have the option to record your documents in person. When mailing your deed, be sure to use a full-size envelope large enough to hold your documents without folding them. Again, we often provide this for you. Whatever the case may be, don't forget to place sufficient postage and make sure your return address is on the envelope. Generally, the county will record your document within a few days of receiving it, and eventually they will mail it back to you. But that can take many months, so be patient. In the meantime, the public record is all anyone is interested in anyway, and once it has been recorded, you can obtain an official copy anytime. The good thing about mailing the deed in yourself is that you know it has been done, and this eliminates any doubts about that during the time that you wait for them to finally mail it back.